Every week, Matt Porter, the Gadget Man, joins me with a different gadget from the past. This week, it's the VHS, the video recorder.
This was the big battle of formats where this new invention that was accessible to everybody, although they were kind of suitcase-sized at the time, these recorders, which was the video cassette recorder. And at the time when they were launched, there were two main formats with a sort of one tacked on the end. So we had VHS and Betamax with Video 2000 as a kind of on the sideline. But those of us who remember this, that the Betamax was a format for recording video cassettes, which was quite a bit smaller than VHS. It was a bit more compact
and better quality.
It had more lines. I mean, back then we talked in, rather than in megapixels and pixel format, it was done in lines because of the technology. It was an analog technology, so it had more lines. You had a higher quality recording from Betamax, but it was invented by Sony. Arguably, the reason why it became less popular was Sony wouldn't license it to anybody else, and the cost was higher. The other main format, which was VHS, was developed by JVC, and they were happy to license that to everybody.
And I heard, I think, I might be wrong on this, but it was also because of the rental market in the UK, Rumbelows renting out VHS machines, that kind of pushed out the machines to everyone.
That's right. You had this situation where if you had a Betamax machine, we didn't go and buy videos because they were prohibitively expensive, video cassettes. So there was this video rental market, which I guess is similar to what we have now with renting movies on the streaming services. But you'd go down to the video shop and you'd go through racks and racks and racks of films and decide which one you wanted to rent. It's not that long ago. I'm sure
it used to be a Friday night thing. You'd go over to the video shop and pick a video.
Because what you had two separate stacks of videos there to choose from. One set was Betamax and the other was VHS, and that couldn't be sustained. You couldn't have companies producing two sets of movies all the time. So, and again, the rental market with, like you say, Rumbelows and people like that who are renting out VHS only. So
the better quality product ends up disappearing.
Yeah, it did. It was a better product.
You can almost smell. We had an ITT front loader.
Yeah,
it had a digital clock on it, which was quite, that was quite ahead of its time.
Yeah.
And I can smell, because the electronic devices used to have a smell. I guess they still do, but and you could, smells of newness. And you'd get it out. And I can remember the first film I ever watched on a VHS player was Convoy. We'd gone over the road, rented a video, and that was Convoy.
Yes.
And Smokey and the Bandit as well.
They were always the very popular ones, weren't they? And I think maybe they had more copies of those in the rental stores to pick from, whereas the blockbusters would be taken quite quickly. But it was a very good. Interestingly, the Video 2000 format that Philips developed was two-sided. You could take the tape out and turn it over and put it back in again, a bit like an audio cassette. So there was always kind of, I guess it wasn't so great when you're halfway through a film and you had to stop and turn the tape over and carry on. But they were good. They were very big devices though when they were first developed. I remember ours being, we had a Sony Betamax video recorder. It was incredibly heavy, thumping great thing. It was the size of a suitcase, whereas now these devices are much more slim. I think they still sell video recorders sort of as a need that people still have,
because they want to transfer tapes, DVD and things.
Yeah.
Then you had Laserdisc come along, didn't you? And that didn't really ever take off.
That was Philips Laserdisc again, which was kind of, they were like 12-inch size discs.
Yeah.
Which,
I think that was two-sided as well.
Yeah. And I remember there was a very limited number of media available for them, but I do remember Duran Duran's had a Laserdisc.
Well, they were kind of the forefront of music videos, weren't they? Spending millions of pounds on every video they made.
And there's a big collectible market for Laserdiscs. They were kind of like the precursor to DVDs. There was also a thing called video CD as well, which was another format that you could record video to CD format. The quality wasn't great again, but then of course DVD then took over the market. And then we had another format war, which was the high definition DVD, which was when two formats, Blu-ray and HD DVD, came out, and we had another battle of who was going to win that, because again it was down to storage, how much information you could hold on a disc, and of course licensing again.
And it happens time and time again, battles between these formats, and the public has to. It's a scary thing because it's your hard-earned cash, and you am I making the right choice? And it happens with all sorts of things, doesn't
and
it?
sometimes, yeah, mobile phones, we had Android, iOS and Windows Phone. There were three formats of mobile phones or smartphones, and surprisingly Windows Phone lost that, and they're no longer a thing either. So yeah, it happens all the time. There's never a level playing field.
No.
Here. It's always a battle.